Grace and peace be unto you from God our Father and from the Lord Jesus Christ. Now I know I am sending out number 48 to you very shortly. Christ in the Crisis exhortation. Number 48 is on its way, but I am coming to you to invite you to a very special event. This particular event is a tribute to women in the crisis. We know everybody's in the crisis: men, women, children, white, black, whatever, all of us globally, we're all in the crisis. But because it's about Mother's Day, it's a week before Mother's Day, we want to focus and highlight women in the crisis, particularly women who are on the front line in the medical field, who have been part of the healing process. Even some women have lost their lives in the front line caring for other people who contracted the COVID. We also want to celebrate and highlight women who have lost their spouse or somebody very, very dear to them. We want them to know they're not in this alone, and they're not grieving alone, and they are not forgotten or forsaken. We also would like to look at and celebrate the older women, the elderly women. The elderly women suffered. Many of them were in nursing homes, and their families could not see them. Then they could not see their grandchildren, and they felt the blunt of loneliness. We want to say to them, we care for you, and we're praying for you, and we hope that God will continue to sustain you. Then we want to celebrate the mothers who homeschool their children. Some of them have been homeschooling since March of last year. And I'm telling you, that is a mammoth job, especially if you have more than one child and you have to keep them at different grades. We want to say thank you for keeping up your children on their educational level. And then we also would like to thank the teachers. Some of them had to go back on site, so they had on-site learning and virtual learning at the same time. It's just amazing what these teachers had to do and is still doing. And then last but not least, we wanted to celebrate the COVID survivors. I have some dear friends who contracted the COVID and God miraculously brought them out. So we want to come together on May 1st. It's a virtual tribute, a celebration of these different kinds of situations that women were caught in. You may have been found in that situation, or you may know someone who went through any of those situations. We all went through, but let's stop and thank God for these particular women who did some particular things, some things very, very demanding, sometimes life-threatening in the crisis. Won't you come and join us? It is going to be May 1st, Saturday at 11 o'clock virtually. How do you get on? You get on by going to bethrapha.org, www.bethrapha.org, and click on the flyer. And it is just a $30 contribution. But here's another thing. You can sponsor someone who fits into that category. Is there a nurse that you know worked tirelessly during that time? Do you know a mother who homeschooled her children and really did an excellent job? Do you know someone who lost a husband or a child or a mother in the COVID? Do you know an elderly person that really went through during the COVID? Do you know a teacher? Do you know a teacher that really gave her time and her service in the midst of this crisis? And do you know someone, it could be yourself, who is a COVID survivor? Please, any of those categories, all you have to do is sponsor them. And what do? Is just a $30 for each person attending, you and the person that you're sponsoring. And you have to send their pictures in by the 25th of this month. I know it's short notice, but it's worth the crunch. It's worth taking the time out. It's worth getting it out there. And come and join us. We'll be featuring CeCe Winans and Karen Clark shared, Evangelist Karen Clark shared, and they're going to come also to pay tribute to these women. We want women to know you are not forgotten. You make extreme sacrifices. Not that the men didn't, but this is Mother's Day. This is around Mother's Day, and that's why we are paying a tribute to women in crisis. Remember, go to bethrapha.org, go and give your donation. And also, if you have someone who fits into any of those categories, a woman on the front line, a mother who has been homeschooling, a woman who has lost her husband or somebody dear, an elderly person, a teacher, or someone who survived COVID, any one of those categories, get their picture in. We want to put their picture up. We want to give them a tribute. We want to pray for them. We want to minister to them. We want people to know we are aware of all the things that people go through in this crisis. And we want to say to the women, we're praying for you and you are not forgotten. And we thank God that you are still here and that God still smiles on you. And then the proceeds will go towards our school in Liberia. It's almost finished, you all. Those 100 children will have a school, will have a playground, will have classrooms, will have bathrooms. And at night, the parents will have night school so they can also learn how to have a craft. We want that school to be a monument, a citadel of hope in the midst of a country that has experienced so much violence and destruction. So we're doing a couple of things. So please come and join us. We'll be worshiping, we'll be singing, we'll be praying, we'll be ministering, and we will be paying tributes to significant people who have done significant things. www.bethrapha.org. Click on there. And if you're sending the picture, send it in right away because we want to highlight the person. It could be you. Highlight yourself. But come and join us. And I will be so happy and I'll be so excited to pay tribute to you as well. God bless you and thank you.